Hey guys, I would say good morning. I guess I can. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, I think, and I can't sleep. So what do you do when you can't sleep? Well, you gotta take a shower or a bath, and then I just get up and study or listen to some sermons on YouTube. But a lot of times I lay in bed and I can't get to sleep, but I'm thinking about all of these things. So a lot of thoughts come into my mind. And so as I was laying there, I was praying, and I was praying for my children, and I was praying for my family. And so the one thing that as I was praying, I was reflecting on things in my life when I was growing up, and the struggles I had, and how my path of life, I got into a lot of stuff. But yet God still rescued me. He chased me. No matter what I did, He didn't let me go. He was faithful. I got away from Him. I broke fellowship and relationship with Him when I was living in sin and doing things that weren't pleasing to Him. But He never abandoned me. And so as I was reflecting and laying there in bed, a lot of stuff was going in my head, but like, we as parents worry about our children, about their future, about their happiness, about when they're hurting, when they're happy, their struggles. And, we want to fix it so bad as parents. And it causes us some anxiety because we can't. And so the one thing that the Lord shared with me multiple times, not just tonight, was, you know what? Those are my kids. I gave them to you. You are just to steward them. You are just to love and take care of them for a while. But ultimately, they're mine. I own those children. And our children are not ownership of ours. And we want to think that they are. We want to think that they belong to us, but they really belong to God. And so when we can tell our minds, these are God's children, whatever's happening in their lives, it's in His hands. And, the same thing that goes with ours is like, it's in our hands. And it's not in our hands, it's in His hand about our life. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. So anyway, so that's a big thought that came to my head while I was lying there. Another thing was renew your mind. When you renew your mind, God says that be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Okay? So the only way that you can change is by changing your mind. Your mind is connected to your spirit. And, like I said, you can move, you can get a different job, you can lose weight, you can dress yourself in different clothes. That doesn't change you. You can, you can hang around with different people. You might need to. That does affect you, but it doesn't change you. What changes you ultimately is what is in your mind. And if your mindset is one that's stuck, I'm just stuck. Life has been so unfair to me. All of this has happened to me. Well, first we have to reflect and say, did we cause that? Did we cause those things to happen in our lives? Is it our fault? Do we have any accountability to that? Because in life we do have responsibilities. It is our fault for things. We contribute to things. We're not always void of responsibility. We like to think that sometimes. We blame people But really, we can't blame people. We can't even blame people for how they treat us, because we sit there and take it. So if you're getting treated poorly, don't take it anymore. You don't have to. You were never meant to. And that doesn't mean like break up or end your relationship or whatever. It means to walk away, put up some boundaries, respect yourself. And once again, that's a different mindset. And when you get a different mindset, you can't go back to the old one. It's like impossible. Once you know, you just can't unknow. Once you feel a certain way and you see all of these truths that you were so blind to, and you know things that people don't know you know, and you just keep quiet about it. But knowing all that you know, you can't unknow that. You just can't. And it keeps you away. It keeps you from being involved in situations that hurt you. You don't have to be involved in any relationship that hurts you. I don't care if it is family. And I was talking with a child today at school, and I overheard her say, "I hate my dad." And I said, "Oh, don't hate your dad." And she said, he's a worthless piece of And I said, "I'm so sorry that he has hurt you." And she said, "It's not fair that I have to be in pain for what he did to me." And I said, "Sweetie, that's where we have to learn to forgive. And forgiveness is for us. It's not for them. It's to let us off the hook, because you don't want to grow bitter and angry and hate." And they're not always allowed to read in the juvenile facility when they're locked down. And I said, "Are you allowed to have a Bible?" And they said, "Yes, we're allowed to have a Bible." And I said, "Okay, read it. Read it. There's all kinds of scripture verses in there about forgiveness and about your heart. And, search the scriptures." I didn't have time to talk to her, nor could I really, because I'm the art teacher there. But I overheard that, and another kid said, "You don't have to be around him," and I'm like, "Do you live with him?" And she said, "Well, I'm in here right now, but no." And I said, "Well, that's something you have to deal with. That's something your therapist needs to talk to you about. But we do sometimes have to walk away from things, and that's not always what we want to do. I know I can speak that in my own life. I had to make some really hard decisions that I didn't want to, but it was this for the sake of, I think, everybody. It was the healthy thing to do. Some people say it's selfish, but only God knows my motives, and only God knows my heart, and only God knows what He told me, what He showed me, and what I knew. Someone asked me once why I got a divorce, and I didn't share it. I didn't share all of my truths. I just simply said there was boundary crossing and deal breakers. Guys, you don't have to, air your dirty laundry, I guess. You don't have to tell everything you know, or everything you think you know. But, these are random 2 a.m. thoughts, I guess, because I'm all over the place. So give your children to God. Rest and don't worry, because God's got you. He will take care of you. He has. He is there. You walk away from Him, He doesn't walk away from you if you're a child of His. If you have asked Jesus into your heart, he will not leave you. And if you haven't, he wants you to. And it's simple. Just tell Jesus, God, you tell God, I believe that, I know that you sent your son, Jesus, to die for my sins. I'm a sinner. Please forgive me. I want you to come into my heart. It's that easy. It's easy, But I thank God for the mornings that I can't sleep. My legs were hurting. I guess it's the weather. So I had to go soak. But I've been sleeping really good, so that's good. But, when you're just laying there and you can't do anything, I just try to be productive and just thank God for the time that he's given me, that he obviously wants me to learn something or to go study or to do a YouTube video. Hopefully, something I say might help somebody. I appreciate you reaching out to me. I've had people do that quite a bit. And, if my story can help one person, that's great. If I can help you, I would love to. And I encourage you to speak up. Use your voice. Use your story. Don't let Satan steal one more day from you. All of the stuff that you've gone through, it can glorify God. When you're delivered and when you're healed, you're a testimony. You're a testimony to his power, the power in the blood. And you can't, people can't argue with a changed life. You just can't. It's evident. The fruit of the Spirit cannot be faked. And I'm just thankful, Here I am early in the morning, thanking God for all the bad that I had to go through. And I had to go through a lot of bad in life. I'm 55. And I think in one of my other videos, I said that I'm best I've ever been. And I can honestly say that, mentally, physically, spiritually, I feel very strong, and I can only thank God for that. So I thank him for that. I thank him for all the people he surrounded me with. I've got some great people that he's brought to me. He's closed some doors, but he definitely opened doors where I'm very blessed. And so if you're one of my friends and you're listening to this, or you're part of the studio, or, the Thrive Tribe, or, just my coworkers, I'm just so grateful for you. You have really spoke a lot of love into my heart, and I have a lot of gratitude. And I think, a happy life is one that's full of gratitude and contentment, and to see the blessings that God has given you. I can sit here and dwell on the bad things, but it was not God's fault. Most of them were mine. But instead, I reflect on the blessings. When we think on good things, as a man thinketh, so is he. So if we're speaking life, then we're going to be uplifted. If we're speaking death, we're going to be depressed. It's common sense, but we just kind of don't think that in our moment of sadness and depression. And so, I don't know what you're struggling with today, but I do know that life doesn't have to be bad, and doesn't have to be sad, doesn't have to be depressing. Even if you are alone, there's a lot to do when you're alone. I'm alone, and I have just taken the opportunity to really grow, to fix the brokenness in my life. I'm healing and overcoming trauma, and becoming, I guess, the best version of who God created me to be. And that takes time and effort and intentionality. It also takes no distractions. So, if you're alone and you're single, and spend some time with yourself, self-reflect. That's good. No one else is going to fix you. Having someone else isn't going to make you whole. You have to be whole before you enter in. And I did a video where I mentioned that before. No relationship expert. However, you know, that is just truth. No man or no woman, or, you know, if you're a man, I mean, no one, should I say, is going to complete you, but Jesus. He's the whole that you're searching for. And you won't find that true joy until he fills that space. And he can be part of your life, but he has to be first. When he's just part of your life and you're not going to him for everything, you're not going to experience the peace that passes all understanding, surpasses all understanding, because it's real. I mean, I read it in scriptures and never like, get out of here. But it's real, and I feel it, and you can feel it too, but it only came when I started putting him first in his proper place, you know? And so, yeah. So I'm getting a little tired. Probably not going to go to bed still. Listen to some songs. I have some good praise worship songs. So, you know, fill your mind and your heart with good things, guys. Don't let the enemy get you down. You know, your best life is yet to be lived, especially if you are growing and learning from your mistakes and your hurts and your pain. Overcoming those, I don't know, it empowers you, makes you stronger. But it's not in your strength, it's in God's. But he can, he will, he's able, and he wants to. So seek him, put him first, and you know, you're probably sleeping. So if you're watching this video, I don't know what you're doing at 2 o'clock in the morning, but I hope you have a good Wednesday, and I don't know when I'll see you again, but thanks for tuning in to my channel. Exposing lies, replacing it with truth, because the enemy wants you defeated. He's out to kill, steal, and destroy everything, especially you. He doesn't want you to know the power that God has put inside you, the purpose. He doesn't want you to know who you are, because a lot of people are attached to your name. And when you know who you are, God's going to bring people to you, and you're going to be a blessing in their life, and you're going to be a person that's going to help them overcome. So don't give up. Keep hoping. Loss of hope, you know, is a heart sick. Hope deferred is a heart sick, I think. Something like that. Okay, so, all right.